no reservations. Anthony Bourdain had to throw on shade. Trying not to make a spectacle. What happens when they not expecting you? Surprise visit. My style different. Extraterrestrial. That elevation. Sky limit. Sky dweller. Someone with the views exceptional. I'm non-accessible. My flow's impeccable. I'm not addressing you if you lacking qualification. Pass on conversation. Talk with intellectual. Walk through correctionals. Incarcerations. Now if I could free minds, that'd be amazing. But meanwhile, just hope it don't get the best of you. Turn a believer to a skeptical, or vice versa. By knowledge given, laws universal. The speculations, we erase them. No hesitation, no reservation. I just happen to be walking through. I know you love my style. Ooh, I know you love my style. You gotta love. I'm so high, hope I never come down. Never come down. Ooh, I know you love.
Yes, sir.
My style.
Welcome, MELLO-ROOM. First official podcast. Here with my dog, Ray Morales. Wet Floor.
Ray Morales.
Shout out what you represent, Ray.
Wet Floor Entertainment, Wet Floor Radio.
You already know. I do a little side podcast with him too sometimes here and there.
Sir.
Right here, we in the MELLO-ROOM. I'm Lucas, aka Lucasino. And this is the MELLO-ROOM, and this is the first official podcast ever of 2018 and ever.
Yeah, it's just starting off. And look, I know we started off late, but better late than never. And I think definitely this year everyone's gonna be satisfied with everything that is coming out of Studio 1025.
Yeah, Studio 1025. Yeah, shout out Coalition too. Definitely shout out Coalition. My homie Coney Island. D. Mello, and my man Big Uzi. You'll be hearing from him later on, like in other podcasts or whatever. We get into that shit. But yeah, so far, like, the MELLO-ROOM is basically, self-explanatory. It's a room we mellow in. You dig? We trying to reach out to any artist in Central Florida. Anybody come up and come and try and do anything. It's hard out in Central Florida. There's no outlets.
Yeah, there's no outlet, and
there's no love between artists. I want to bring that love between artists and collaborate something and bring something to the table out of this area. I'm not originally from here. I'm from Jersey.
And I agree with you. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm originally from Jersey too. But I've lived here most of my life, and I've been doing music since I was a kid.
Right.
And for as long as I've been doing music, since about 12 years old, I've worked in Transatlantic Studios. That's the old defunct Lou Pearlman studio. And I've worked with so many artists, dude, and over the years, there's just been no love, no push for local artists with each other.
Of course, yeah. So with this, we're trying to outreach to any local. It doesn't matter. It really don't matter what you do, music-wise. We just want to give that outreach. So yeah, that's here in the MELLO-ROOM. My background in music goes back since young. I tried to do some college, but I never completed that. I took steps away, but I'm back now. We got different outlets.
Doing like the Kanye outreach. West, right? College dropout?
College dropout, definitely. Yeah, a little late for that, but... But yeah, definitely, man. So, we out here in Central Florida, man. We broadcasting out of Orlando, Kissimmee area, reaching out to everybody in Central Florida.
And not just Central Florida, because we also want people to hear this all across the U.S.
Yes, we do.
And we're going to showcase what Orlando has to offer to the rest of the world.
Definitely.
Not just Orlando, like we said, all of Central Florida, from Tampa to Daytona, all over the place.
All over Central Florida, out of Florida. We'll get there. Like I said, this is our first official one, man. I'm just glad to get it started, right?
Hey,
drink to that.
Let's have a shot right there.
Right.
We drinking some fine whiskey.
Right. Cool. See, like I said, man, we in here. We kick back, drink whatever you like. Try to get it, for you, or you can bring your own BYOB.
BYOB.
And the last B could
bring your own boobs. I mean booze.
Word up. Yeah. So like I said, my background is I produce. a little bit here and there. I write, I rap, trying to get into more videos, and obviously this podcasting. You know, I'm trying to outreach all of it. You know, Studio 1025 is where we work at it. We're trying to get that started up and running.
Yeah, 1025. This is a lot of work is going to come out of here. Not just with the MELLO-ROOM podcast, but a lot of artists are going to be coming in here recording.
Yeah, we're trying to get that going, moving a lot faster this year. A lot of work this year.
We're also doing the Wet Floor Radio podcast out of here.
That's coming out of here too. You'll tune into that as well. That's Ray Morales. That's his show right there. And then, I help him sometimes. He help me sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely a support network that we're doing here. So even if somebody wants to come here and record, be it, you know, hip hop,
there's paid time or
metal, whatever, or maybe even you want to come and use the MELLO-ROOM to record your podcast. I don't see how that would be too far fetched, you know, from reality. You could come in here and
we're trying to make a big media outlet here to get us out of here, because no one else is helping us get out of here. So it's up to us. It's up to all of us. So I mean, I hope you enjoy it. This is our first. You know, as far as we don't have an artist in today, but we will start getting them in soon. And we got one of my own under the Coalition label.
What you talking about? We got no artist.
You was
telling me.
I am an artist, but I'm also.
You have a background you used to be a DJ, right?
Yeah, I used to DJ, but that was like years ago. You know, I DJ'd hip hop. You know, I came out of a rave scene back in Jersey, like I said, where I was from. Yeah, not the Jersey Shore fist pumping, like the real rave, the real rave. I mean, like I'm talking about like ecstasy, K-holes, mushrooms, glow sticks, costumes.
He said the K-hole. Shit, he brought the ketamine.
Yeah, that was a tough time. I was young, really.
Was it a tough time? It sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was really tough. I guess it toughens you up.
I guess the tough times is now.
Yeah, word up. Can't do that shit no more.
Those are the good times. Now the tough times.
So for me, you know, I love music all around together. You know, like, you know, you can put it in my house and I could live off of it. You know, I don't need to. That's what music takes me to, a level where all that stress goes away. I could just put on headphones and listen to some good music and I'm gone. No stress, you know, different world.
Do you got, I know you said that before we were talking earlier that you really don't discriminate within the genre, but do you have a genre that you listen to depending on a mood, or is it just...
No, not necessarily. I mean, I put on the music, and if I feel it, it puts me in the mood. So,
okay.
You know, and that's probably why I like hip-hop a lot more.
Yeah. That's
probably why I like the hip-hop a lot more, because you have so many different moods in it, especially the young kids now, too, you know.
What do you say is your favorite decade of hip-hop?
That's tough. That's tough because
we only got 4 decades. It's only hip hop's only been out for about 40 years. I
guess I would say 90s, because it was just so much that was coming out then, and now it's more me coming
from
into.
Like 1990 to 99.
Yeah, I guess we could say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What music were you into? Like, what kind of hip hop are you? I know more sometimes, and people probably listen to your podcast before. You're not as hip hop as I am, and that's what more of this show is about.
Yeah. Well,
I know you
that's
dig
the thing
it,
is
he got a Wu-Tang shirt on right now.
Yeah. And I would say that would have to be my genre. Really, is I would say the 92, 93 to about 2003. You know what I'm saying? And I know I said there's about 4 decades, which I would start about 79 to 89 onward. But I believe that there was just some really good music that came out in 92, 93-ish to about 2002, 2003 at that time. Beginning with the Wu-Tang and the 93, 94
I like Wu-Tang too. Wu-Tang is one of my favorites.
And then,
matter of fact, I love all the Wu-Tang shit.
And then just to kind of close that same decade out, I would say that 2003, 2000, 2002, 2003. Cameron came out with some fire with that Purple Haze album.
Cameron was dope.
That Purple Haze album, bro, I think is a classic now.
And see, and that's cool, man. I like you say that because I want to touch on all of that in these podcasts, man. Like, I don't want to make this though about too much of like. Not to take away from them. I want this to be about us. I want us to be about the Central Florida rappers, the local rappers, the ones out of state that don't get talked about like this, you know. And I hope that we can bring more of that in here. But that's cool because I want to touch on all of that with them as well.
And that's the thing too, is that we don't just when you look back at music in Central Florida, you have only 2 real bands that you could talk about, and they're not in the hip hop genre. You have Matchbox 20,
right,
which is out of Orlando.
Probably a lot of people wouldn't know that. Unless their fans would.
You've heard of Matchbox 20,
yeah,
right?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
3 a.m. when I feel lonely. And then Creed.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Creed is out of Florida too.
See, and that would suck because a lot of people who are hip hop and know of those names because they're big names, they wouldn't even know that they came from here.
And they appreciate and everybody appreciates those 2 bands, and that's the sad part is that a lot of those bands, especially Matchbox 20, I don't care what anyone says. Creed made a lot of money or whatever, but Matchbox 20 I think would probably be the biggest Florida band ever to come out of Florida, and they really didn't. They had to leave to get that recognition.
Yeah. And that's cool, man. See, I'm glad you know that. And that's why I'm glad we got you here with me. Because, that's something that I guess people would need to know out here. That you got people that come from here, man. And I guess it's the confidence thing, I guess, for most artists. But like you said, there's no love out here. And especially when it comes, we've been around here for a while. You see the showcases that happens and people try. They try and shit. But hopefully right here, man, we can change that. Right here, we're going to change all of that right now. We're going to start hitting you with the knowledge of where you're from. We're going to start giving you more access to things. That's what, as much access as we have, of course. But the more you help us grow, the more help we make,
And that's the thing that kind of deters me, too, at the same time, is that a lot of people, when they do these showcases, like I used to go to this thing called My City Mondays, which I thought was really dope. It was in downtown Orlando, and people would come all around from Orlando and talk and spit. But the thing is that there's a lot of people that come from other places that want to rep where they're from, but it's not really where you're from. Again, it's where you're at. Why are you here?
Okay, yeah, that's a cliche because I look at it like this. Yeah, it's not where you're from, it's where you're at. But come on, man, where you're from makes you who you are.
Of course,
but just be yourself where you're at. So when these showcases bring that upon yourself, just respect the other person. But it's hard. I understand because you got to remember though, these showcases though, they don't bring a lot of crowds. They bring the rappers with their
50,
crew.
60, 70
so they bring the rappers with their
exactly.
crew. So the crew is trying to show love to their people and not too much to other people as much as they want. But we're gonna end that. We're gonna stop that shit, man. We're gonna stop that shit. We need some unity out here. I hope MELLO-ROOM bring that. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we at.
I got a couple of artists too that would like to put Orlando on the map, and they from other places, they would love to put Orlando on the map.
Well, we got homework.
Yeah, we got
homework. Got homework. Cool, that's cool. So that's what the MELLO-ROOM is about, man. We trying to be informative. We trying to help local artists. Even such as myself, I'm an artist myself, and I'm hosting this here. So that just goes to show how much work I want to put into it. At least I hope it does.
For sure.
I got 2 artists under Coalition label that work with me, and we gonna have them on here too. Shout out to Big Uzi, shout out D-Mello. We got some other people around the way. We're gonna work things out and get in here.
And Uzi's nice. I like Uzi. I met Uzi once, and it's funny because as long as I've worked in the music industry here in Central Florida, we've worked around the same people, which is funny. You remember that conversation we had?
Yeah, you'll find out about Uzi's history. You'll find Uzi's history.
And he's very professional. He gets things done. He can get into a place, and you know what I like about Uzi is that he's so professional that I believe that he could walk in on some place and somebody would be like, yo, let's do a collab.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, okay, bet, let's do a collab off of just meeting him the first time.
Let's leave that for them to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dog right there, man.
There we go. Let's do another salute right here.
Yeah, what's this, Evan Williams?
Now, Evan Williams, listen, I won't give him my whole background. A lot of people like, you drinking Evan Williams.
Yeah, leave that shit for your podcast.
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead. You say it.
No, but I think I really like this outlet for the music, especially, me being a musician myself.
Yeah, you probably have Ray Morales on here as a guest as well, not just the co-host too,
Oh yeah, and I won't be co-hosting often. He will be co-hosting my show.
That's cool.
By the way, he's gonna have to be on, man. And we did our first pilot episode last night for
Yeah, you'll be hearing that pretty soon.
Yeah, it will.
Shout out to that shit, Wet Floor.
Wet Floor Radio, the Wet Floor podcast, most definitely. But this is all about the MELLO-ROOM, and I just want everyone to understand that this is all about music. This is about Central Florida. This is about trying to get.
It's about Central Florida. It's bigger than that, but yeah, Central Florida, man. Come on, man, holla at me, son. I know most motherfuckers don't even know who the fuck I am, but we can, I still got plans, man, and I'm here, and I gotta deal with it. So,
I got somebody that's gonna come on my podcast. And since he's doing a little podcast tour, and he's getting his name out there. His name is Chico. He's not from Central Florida. He's from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and he'll be coming out.
Jersey, yeah.
Jersey. See, another Jersey cat.
Sorry, we got to start it out with Jersey niggas. But you already know.
Listen,
you already know. I still got love for y'all Central Florida niggas. That's why I'm here.
Listen, I know you hate the cliche. It's not where you from. It's where you at. But,
yeah. Been here for a while, so.
Yeah. Once you listen, one thing I learned when I lived in Philly, they were like, "Yo, once you come to Philly, you always from Philly." So
man, once you get mail there, nigga, that's where you from, man. Fuck that. The IRS look you up, nigga. You been in every town.
I wonder that. I was just doing my taxes this year.
They gave you the report back?
Yeah, my homie was just like, I was just like, dude, look, I don't want to get flagged because you did my taxes in 2015 in Washington State, because I was living in Washington State doing a little decent grow operation over there.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
And then, I don't know, I did some self-employed stuff over here, and then I'm just like, damn, now I got a W-2. I know the IRS is like, nigga, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, look, shit happens, life happens. I'm just trying to make some money.
You crazy, man. So, on a side note, don't fuck with Ray Morales and taxes. But, yeah, so, this is what we get into. It's bullshit sometimes. But we do have actual good topics we talk about. Remember you was bringing me up something about China and hip-hop, about some, it's funny that we was talking about good music and all that. You saying that China is what?
China is trying to shut down hip-hop in their country. They're saying that it's too low taste. It's too bottom tier for the people to be listening to. So basically, they don't got the same freedom of speech as we have here in the United States. So China basically is saying like, yo, the hip-hop artists come over here, and not ours per se, because they're mainly taking a jab at one of their artists who's from over there.
Well, what hold on. What is low taste, though? Like, what is low... Does it even explain what low taste is to them?
Listen, they even explain tattoos.
So you have the article up, so scroll through it and see if...
Listen, they even I don't even have to pull it up. They even talked about tattoos to them.
Banning
tattoos
rappers with tattoos.
but because the tattoos are so, look, this guy, look, he looks too clean cut for me. And that's the artist who the
All right, so basically what you're telling me is China is trying to ban,
not ban, but censor
distasteful hip hop.
Hip hop, and they're basically saying that it's low class.
But see, that's the whole thing, man. Like, all right, I don't think of it like that, because you know why he gonna let China dictate what hip hop is? That shit don't even come from there. You know what I'm saying? China, it doesn't come from China, so how the fuck are you gonna dictate what's distasteful and what's not? See, this is a culture that comes from our side, you know? So, I mean, I don't really, you know, have anything against China. I think hip-hop should be a universal cultural thing, but you can't ban or censor certain things about it, because then it doesn't make it hip-hop. It doesn't make it hip-hop. It makes it a whole nother genre. But you know what? We can't even get into genres of hip-hop, because that's what I want to touch base on here on these shows.
These subgenres, too.
And this is why I like how you brought this up before, because this is what I want to touch on here in these shows with these local artists that really don't get the shine that they could or deserve, because there's a lot of talented people here. A lot of talented people. Way more talented than I am. And I've considered myself very talented.
That's hard to say.
No, it's not hard to say, because I'm a very open-minded person. And I love music, like I told you in the beginning. Everything attracts me to music. It just, especially if it's good and it's from the heart and it's soulful, man, you know, I give all respect to it. It doesn't matter what it is. But at the end of the day, this is hip-hop, so we're going to deal with the hip-hop. But you can't censor certain aspects of what the hip hop culture is, because it don't make it hip hop no more.
So, and from what I was reading in this article, they were basically paraphrasing another article from a Chinese newspaper or periodical.
See, I'm gonna have to roll something up for this one.
And it said, it is a tool for the people to vent their anger and their frustrations.
Who said this now? Say that
and
again.
And their miseries and their
Chinese
complaints. This is another Chinese. Okay. Most of that shit is state owned. You gotta think
another Chinese reporter saying this is why
it's a tool for the people to vent their anger, frustrations, and misery.
Right.
And that it does not suit Chinese culture. There's no place for that to thrive.
Right. Okay, so they're trying to say that because in China these things don't happen, that hip hop can't be.
Well, that's what they're trying to portray, like, oh no, everything's perfectly fine in China.
But that's the thing, man. That's what hip hop represents, is the struggle. So if a China man got struggle, why he can't rap about it? Okay, I mean that's just. I guess they do the same thing here though. Just China's just a different country, different rules, man. That's fucked up. This is the second time we talked about China this week.
So yeah, it is. So right now, what they're talking about is organizers who do shows in China are now saying that they will only bring Grammy award-winning artists who promote a positive and healthy image.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I respect that too, because you know, I mean, in a sense, you are showing, you know, you are an appealment to the generation, and with access to internet and all that nowadays, you know, you do show people too much. But you know what? I guess that's something that individuals got to work on themselves. You can't depend on the rapper or the person who's trying to make a career out of that to give you that. You can't depend on they're coming out of that. You know what I'm saying? So they're only giving you, for my instance, okay. You know, I told you I started out young in music and it was DJing. Yeah. And I gave up the DJing scene because I stepped into a more street scene, you know, keep it PG-13. And that led me to different aspects of my life. But I feel like now being older, I'm more knowledgeable. So let's say if I would have been the rap then, You know what I'm saying? I would have just had content from then, from what I was doing. Now my content is way different because I've been through it, and now I'm going to give it to you. So I know my rights and my wrongs already before I rapped about it and then made the mistakes and then made my 4th album about it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, my genre of music is more of like a jazz or blues, hip-hop, soul, but I want to give you the street gutterness.
Kind of like that Dilated Peoples type joint from...
funny you say that. I've actually had someone tell me this, yo. That we sound like Camp Low from Miami. You remember who Camp Low is?
Yeah, that's
right?
a name I haven't heard in years. Bro.
But you know, remember that shit?
Yeah.
Lucini falling from the sky, let's get rich, huh?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that when they told me that, it was probably one of my favorite. I like that. I love that song. I like their style. You know, I didn't listen to Camp Low too much that young, but yeah, I like their style and I like that song. You know what I mean?
Listen, there's been quite a few.
That's Camp Low, right? Am I getting that wrong? I feel like I'm getting that wrong.
Nah, there was Camp Low, and then there was another one. There was two groups, two real lyrical groups.
I believe it's Camp Low who did that show.
CeeLo, I know CeeLo.
CeeLo out, man.
Boot Camp Click and shit, they came out.
Oh, Boot Camp Click, that's a different topic for another day. Like, we're going to have to talk some real hip-hop heads with that shit, because that's my shit right there. You know.
And look, and we was talking about it, earlier, you know, but...
Yeah, but back to this China shit, man. But listen, China censor hip-hop. I mean, that's their dictators, man. That's the people that run the country. It's the same here. They try to censor our hip-hop, too. The problem is our hip-hop that they censor is more truth. And they're just trying to censor hip-hop in a whole general sense. Because they're taking away the struggle part. Like, people don't have a struggle. And that's basically what it is, man.
That's what hip-hop came out of. Well, all right, a lot of it came out of happy-go-lucky times. But in reality, all those happy-go-lucky rhymes was coming out of the struggle. People was looking for an escape from the struggle, so they was just talking about fun times and good times. But when it came down to the nitty-gritty of it, some of the best hip-hop was about the struggle.
Yeah, of course. And
especially that stuff that came out.
And that's without being said, man, because people talk about this all the time, you know. And people talk about it all the time and just bringing up who's your favorite rapper, you know, and everybody has an influence of what brought them to where they at, especially the ones who made it and the ones who are trying to make it. They all have an influence behind what music or what setting or what time or what, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is the thing that gets me is, okay, so they're really giving people a hard time coming to China, spitting about certain subjects. Let me use Mos Def as an example.
That's another one of my favorite.
That's one of my favorites too. So let me use him as an example. He doesn't talk about the most positive things, but he uses the lyrical. He kind of flips it lyrically.
But he has a positive message, though.
So, but he still raps about the struggle. You know what I'm saying? He raps about tough situations. Do you think that they would ban Mos Def from spitting in China?
I mean, the way they talking is, yeah. Well, I don't think so.
Do you think that they would?
Because he's a clean cut guy and he's older now, so you know if he's going out to China.
Oh, and he's internationally famous, you know, with a lot of his movies
that's
and
a
stuff.
whole nother story.
Do you think that they would ban a group? Totally irrelevant because they're not that big in the scene anymore. But we were talking about them earlier. Dead Prez.
Yeah. Because they're rowdy. The rowdy dudes.
Well, not anymore. Have you?
But I mean, if you were to bring Dead Prez, but we're talking about Dead Prez. I mean, a lot of you guys probably, a lot of people listening don't even know who Dead Prez is, or even what they represented.
And what a stick man.
Yeah, but I mean, there's select few people who really know who Dead Prez is. So I mean, that's a different.
It's funny. I think a lot of people listening to your podcast will be like, "This motherfucker really knows hip hop."
I mean, I'm sorry, but this is a hip-hop show. I gotta know something, right? I might not know a lot, and yeah, you'll see, we'll go through it here, but we gonna learn all together.
Yeah. All in together now.
I'm sorry if y'all keep hearing that click. Like I said, this is the mellow room, and we like incense sometimes to get mellow. You know what I'm saying?
He's being quite bashful about the situation, because once you listen to Wet Floor podcast, I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck it is we doing.
Wet Floor is a whole different fucking other situation in itself. Word up.
But yeah, definitely.
So China is trying to.
Yo, fuck China. Since China wants to talk about positivity and this and that, and only bring positive artists, you know, there's a school over in
I think it's Batesville, Indianapolis.
Batesville, Indiana.
Indiana, I'm sorry.
No, St. Louis. I'm sorry. See, look, we're fucking retarded.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Forgive us.
Bam, 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 bam.
MELLO-ROOM.
It's the MELLO-ROOM. So, basically in Batesville, they're going to take the primary... They fucking give a whole list over here. I'm not going to give it. Basically from fucking grade school all the way up to fucking high school.
What are they doing?
They named all the Batesville schools.
Like we care.
Right, yeah.
But what is it? It's a positive thing, though. It's local schools welcome hip-hop and rap culture, PhD.
Yes.
So I'm guessing they're giving courses.
They got this... No, they're not offering a course. So basically it's a guy who has a PhD in hip-hop culture.
Okay.
And his name is...
I mean, this is...
Carl
I guess
Black.
this is a shout-out to this guy.
Yeah,
He's
Carl
a white
Black.
dude, though, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, Blake Brands. Yeah, Blake Brands is the dude's name. Blake Brands is basically going to be doing... giving stories in a hip-hop form. So, a lot of spoken word and just basically bring a different kind of hip-hop ways
cool,
in hip-hop
Where's
and
this
rap.
at now?
What's that?
Where's this at now? Batesville?
In Batesville, St. Louis.
Okay.
The St. Louis school, Batesville.
We probably have it all wrong about where this is at, but...
No, it's in St. Louis.
Okay.
Through February 12th
cool
and
shit.
15th. Yeah, it sounds cool.
See, now that's what I mean. Like, how can it be? Well, I mean, I guess this is America and that's China, but you know how they accepted in trying to help school children. And these people, look, I'm looking at the pictures right now. People, they're white as hell.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, this is not even a shout out to our culture, but I mean, it's cool to see that at least.
Do you think China would allow?
No, they wouldn't allow
Eminem to spit songs from his first couple of albums.
But see, we're talking about people. No. But we're
so
talking.
you think he's banned?
It's not. Well, his content. It's got to be because what is China even gonna know about Eminem? You know what I'm saying? They don't know what we know about Eminem. So I mean,
of course they got him.
They know what his album said. Eminem don't live in China. Oh, you want to hit this?
I like the incense.
Yeah. So, I mean, I respect the fact that somewhere in Batesville, this dude has a PhD in rap culture, and he's trying to bring it into the school systems. But, I mean, I hope it works out. I mean, we don't really know too much about what he's doing curriculum-wise.
He's going to be doing some beatboxing, comedic storytelling.
Storytelling.
And some family-friendly freestyle.
So he's just like adding hip-hop to his teaching lesson. I mean, that's cool.
He's coming in as a speaker.
I mean, because that's how big hip-hop is, though, man. Like, kids respond to that shit. And then that brings me back to the whole positive message shit.
That you were talking about earlier, which is what you want to do here.
And it's not so much a positive message in rap. I ain't trying to bring like Christian rappers in here. And you know, you come if you want to. You know what I'm saying? It's a open forum as far as hip hop and being under labeled. You know, I don't want no signed people in here unless they want to be in here. You know, this is strictly for the people trying to make it out of this place. And not just out of this place, but just get your art out. Get your shit moving. Put what you want into it. And I like that you brought up them two topics, man. That was cool, man. Because at least they're both kind of positive, but I don't know what trying to do.
Well, he has 120 schools across 21 states that he's going to be doing this presentation to. So,
oh yeah, so he getting paid for that shit.
So anybody listening to this,
what's his name again?
His name is Blake Brands.
Blake Brands. He looks like a funny dude, but he looks like
he does. He does look like a funny dude. We should get him in here. We should get him in here.
We could do that. That'd be dope. But I mean, at the end of the day,
let's get Blake Brands in here.
You got homework. That's more homework.
More homework.
More homework.
Just so everybody doesn't know, I helped produce the show. The show.
Yeah, that's why he's on right now, because
these
are
are
help producer.
These are dual podcasts right now. Yeah. It's funny, and this definitely is gonna work out. And I don't know how much of this he wants me to say is, I have my own style of podcast, and it's definitely raunchy. It is.
Yeah, definitely. I gave you a shout out already, but I'll give you another one.
Yeah, okay. No.
Definitely tune to Wet Floor with Ray Morales.
But this is where I'm jumping on yours.
It's ridiculous.
This is where I'm jumping on yours. Is that this is a good turnaround for me, because this makes me feel like I'm helping the community out, and it's a lot more positive message.
And like we talked,
and it's a balance. It's like a yin and yang right now.
Exactly. And like we talked about when we started about it, is I guess if you got to start here, then you got to start here, and it starts with us helping each other.
Exactly.
And like and even get back to that, you as yourself are an artist of a form. I know personally you play guitar, but I don't know too much about how good you are. We gonna test that one day. But he showed me some of his shit, and I like it.
I'm a mediocre guitar player.
Okay, mediocre.
It's hard for me to keep rhythm and sing at the same time.
Because he drinks a lot. But we ain't gonna Yo, but listen though, like on some real shit though. What music do you play? What's your genre of music that you perform? And
that I perform? Yeah. I perform a lot of folk, country music. I do a lot of little interludes, little short things that I like to do with like ska, hip hop. So kind of when you think about Sublime.
Okay.
Remember, we heard some ska the other night, so I have a strong ska influence that I like.
Yeah, I can tell that from the.
But what I do personally is a lot of country folk music. But I started off rapping, doing hip hop.
Right.
I remember the first time I freestyled, I was probably about 9 years old in Spanish.
That's cool. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this man speaks Spanish. He's gonna be my translator for the reggaeton artists. There's a lot of those.
And Spanish trap is blowing up, and I would love to have some Spanish trap artists.
Shout out to, I keep shout them out.
Todos los artistas que están rapeando en trap en español, estamos aquí. Estudio 1025.
See, I don't know none of that shit he said. But shout out to D-Mello.
Estamos bien Mello en el cuarto.
On the coalition. That's another nigga on coalition, D-Mello. And he do the Dominican shit. He do the Spanish trap too. I got them niggas locked down. I'm telling you, we got it all out here, man. We got it all out here. Fuck with us. Coalition. Wet Floor.
Damn. How many levels must one up to see the nigga as a man? How many whips must one push till the drive isn't left with in? Oh, what bitch he fucking seems to be the topic when it's him the streets discussing. So many questions.
We're gonna have him in here soon. Yeah, that's Big Ooze right there, Big Uzi. I mean, you find out what he like to be called when he get on here, because I just called him Big Uzi and shit. Nah, but that's his shit. That's coming soon off the coalition shit, man. It's coming real soon. This year, you're gonna feel it. 2018, baby. Back at it in the MELLO-ROOM again. You know, me and Ray in here sipping this Evan Williams. Feeling good already.
I have a nice warm feeling in my stomach. And it may just be because everything here in the Mellow Room feels so positive.
Yeah, it definitely does. Definitely does. Yes, man. As soon as the bar is finished, y'all be seeing us shooting at the bar and everything. We got the 10,000 drink challenge coming up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some of that on MELLO-ROOM. He gonna do some of that on wet floor. But you're gonna see that definitely.
When he brings his artists in, they may have to come to the wet floor section and have a drink on wet floor radio.
We might even just do it right there too if niggas is down with it.
Yeah.
If they down with it, like, you know, we got the challenge.
Get it
10,000 drinks, man. We're gonna go through it. The whole book of it.
A whole book of 10,000. Sorry, I like to get hyped.
It's crazy, yeah. Nah, but yeah, definitely, man. Definitely can't wait to get this shit rolling. Hope I get some artists in here.
Get shit rolling like dung beetles. Y'all don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, man. Hey, so let's say it again because you threw me on track.
What track do we really have to follow? Speaking of tracks, you know, they're about to open up the Sunrail over here.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait till they open up the Sunrail.
They need some kind of transportation out here like that.
Since we're talking about big up in Central Florida, I just want to talk about the Sunrail. I really cannot wait till the Sunrail is completed. It's supposed to finish in fucking Tampa and Daytona. Just run the whole I-4 corridor.
Well, I mean,
they already got a Landstar stop.
I mean, they already got the stop up here already working on it too.
Yeah, Landstar and the one over here on Osceola Parkway.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen that shit.
So this is going to be quite an impressive regional.
Shit, hopefully that help a lot of people reach us out here. All the way in fucking Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Look, we ain't got no ride service or none of that shit, man.
But we will pick you up at the Osceola terminal. The bus. We got local. We picking you up at the closest bus stop to Studio 1025.
Word up. And there's a close one right here, too. Yeah, email me your information. I'll show you how to get there.
We'll meet you at the closest Walmart.
Speaking of email, man, you don't got none of the tags and all that to eat on or we do that next podcast.
Yeah, next podcast we're gonna have all the Mellow Room.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
All the Mellow Room emails so you can follow.
Yeah, sorry. The people behind the scenes they ain't prepared.
Nope. You can email wetfloorent@gmail.com.
There you go.
There's one for you guys. wetfloorent@gmail.com.
Spelled how it sound?
WENTFLOORENT
.com.
Gmail.
Oh, Gmail.
.com. So.
Yes, that's right.
WETFLOORENT
Yeah, why don't you just finish that shot? You got it there.
gmail.com.
Yeah, finish that shot. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you for that. That's for my Hispanic friends who need to get connected.
Yo, listen, Spanish trap music.
Yes. We was just speaking about that. I fuck with that, yo. I fucks with it. I do. I want some real raw shit, though, man. Don't bring me none of that.
Para mi gente. For my fellow Spics.
Don't bring me none of that beach and reggaeton shit they put on Sunday nights out here in downtown Orlando. Shout out to Beach and go there Sunday nights. Beautiful women. I mean, I fucks with it, but I don't know the music too much. That's a secret plug for y'all niggas, man.
I like reggae and ska music, so I go to a lot of Caribbean spots.
I like reggae too, man. Don't get me wrong, man. I love reggae music. I love the sound. I love the feel. I love the rhythm. I feel like sometimes maybe in my former life, maybe I was Jamaican. I don't know. Maybe because I just smoke too much and I overthink shit. But
and the other life, you was from the Caribbean, bro. The Caribbean got a special vibe. That's why you got a Puerto Rican wife, right? Puerto Rican Colombian wife.
Listen, I'm talking about my wife.
No,
but just on the side note, she's Puerto Rican. My wife doesn't involve in this show.
Okay, shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but she's a Puerto Rican ankle on me. So we're all mutts all around here.
And in your past life, you were from the Caribbean.
Probably, man. You never know.
Escaped Caribbean slave.
You never know. You never know, man. Fucking. But yo, for real though, man, how you feel about like what we trying to do here, man? Central Florida and the whole. You've listened to a lot of music out here, right?
A lot.
And as the artists out here, man, how many of them you respect? There's a lot of people out here that make good music, man. It just ain't really doing nothing with it. And I'm not saying it's their fault or anybody else's fault. It's just like we said in the beginning of this.
I just believe that the same artists that I would like to mention some, but at the same time.
We'll mention them when it's time. We'll bring them in, hopefully. But
I'm also going to say this. These artists that are good, they are not also... They complain about how nobody helps nobody. But I don't really see any of them really big...
Reaching out either.
I mean, so you can only do so much complaining and you know...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean,
look, I've been around this musical scene since... I was 12 years old.
What do you think the problem is, though? Do you think it's really that nobody want to show each other love? Or do you think it's just a lack of...
I think it's
just a lack of...
They're scared of that, and that may be the competition that gets... You know what I'm saying? Like...
Do you think they're scared to actually make it?
I think that they're scared that somebody else might make it before them.
I mean, but that happens everywhere. So why be scared of that? It's got to be a deeper thing. Because there is people, like you said, that have come out of here. And there's also people...
But they had to leave. But they had to leave.
They did.
A lot of people left.
They did had to leave. They did leave.
Even...
But the thing is, why don't you ever come back and reach out? When you know this, there's a lot of artists out here. There's a lot.
We have a lot of artists, and I think they need to start.
And I'm not just talking Floridian. I'm not just talking Floridian rap. I'm talking about like you have people that come from Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, California, out of country,
okay,
and they
so
be
they're here now. So let's make a style out of this.
Definitely. That's definitely what I'm trying to reach out. But my whole thing was I was just trying to ask your opinion on it, like because I want to find out because I'm only a 10-year resident here.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot here in 10 years being here, and I respect the shit out of people from here. Definitely not the same atmosphere I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Being in my 30s, I lived 20-something years. I lived 20-something years in my life, you know what I'm saying, in Jersey, doing the Jersey thing, Jersey streets, since a young kid. And that's a whole nother story, you know, that my father put me through. So, like, for being here was a culture shock at some point. But then at one point, I got into it. But bringing my music aspect now into everything and being in two different places and being in Central Florida too. Now, let me not get anybody twisted because Florida's a big state. And there's a lot of different cultures out here.
People are like, what
Florida's
what sport teams do you guys have?
Like,
we got fucking 3 sport teams. We got 3 football teams, 2 Major League Baseball teams.
Building the stadiums out there in downtown.
It's
a good time to do some shit like this. It's a good time to
shout out to Orlando City football team. Football, soccer.
For Americans, that's soccer.
That's soccer. Hey, and it's dope. It's like a purple jersey with a fucking golden.
Yeah, I guess so. That's what
lion on it. Shit.
I mean, that's your preference. Cool. That's dope. But dig it. With all that being said, I feel this is the perfect time, man. You know, like I mean, we ain't nobody, but this is the perfect time to get some outreach like that. Maybe we inspire somebody. Yeah, well, we don't have to shout it out because you know what I'm saying. So cool, man. We know where we stand right now as far as MELLO-ROOM. Yeah. We need to get this shit popping, man. I'm not worried about that shit. MELLO-ROOM, yo. podcast coming soon.
MELLO-ROOM, new podcast dropping all on your forehead.
Hard, weird shit.
That's yours. That's yours. Did you even drink that other one last night? You just dumped it out.
Yeah, I drank it.
You came home and was like,
yeah, straight to bed. Tuesday.
I was drunk last night. I texted this chick. Snap. Woke up the next morning like, oh shit.
Stupid shit. Yo, these kids right here is the shit though, man. This right here called Coexist. This is all of us. The Coalition, D-MELLO, Uzi, Lucas. This is the beginning. It's just a sample.
Truth is hidden in plain vision through plain windows. Just trying to reach where them stars live. See it came from a hard living. Watching stolen cars dancing through the night. Dealers on the block selling that white. Think I got the house party.
I said my verse, you can lower it.
between 45 to a minute and 50 seconds is what I put it on.
No.
What were you talking about earlier? The rave scene? Used to be doing the rave scene?
When it came up, I came up in the rave scene, like in the 90s.
So
I mean, I was into hip hop, but like the people I was around, son, was
it's
into
different
rave.
for you.
yeah, especially you know me, son. You be like, you was a raver? I wasn't a raver. I was more like a druggie. Nah, you gonna say that shit. I'm saying I used to like going out there and getting fucked up with them people, son. They good people. I like sound.
But the drugs were good.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But like it was a good sound, you know. I especially like drum and bass, you know, especially that. But you know, I had a friend who played trance, and he had a different kind of, you know, back then they had a whole bunch of different genres of that rave, or what you call EDM now.
I got this thing. I snapped one day on my Instagram, and I was actually on the shitter, and I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, "Yo, EDM," and I snapped, and I'm like, "Everyone calls it EDM. It's called fucking techno."
Well, listen. Well, like what I was saying, man. You know, techno was an actual genre. So they had like they had house, techno, trance, drum and bass, live PA. You had you probably had break beats.
Yeah, the break beats.
So like it was all broken up. Like there was different actual groups. Like, you know, some interacted with others, but most of the times when you went to places, you know, they would play it. Like, you know, you have different DJs. So like a set, like you would go to a club and shit, and it'd be like 7 DJs. Be like EDM. I mean, sorry, I said EDM like a dummy. The first would be like house. Then the next dude would be trance, and the next DJ be drum and bass. So you had your different dancers come in and do their thing, you know what I'm saying? But everybody interacted. But it wasn't. It was, I guess, one whole culture, but it wasn't. It was separated then. You know what I'm saying? You had your little corny beefs, like, you know, I'll fuck with you, you know, you know, dancer shit, you know. But I used to be in the scene because, son, you know, it used to be live, you know, and I liked the music, and the lights was crazy and shit. And they used to mix hip hop with some of it, and that brought out, I guess, a different musical side of myself too. What
was the big club back?
Big shit. You asking me the wrong questions because I don't know nothing about club names. And
so you don't know the club.
Remember what I told you in the beginning, man? I was fucked up, son. You know, they used to just take me places. You know, like, yo, we going to this over here in New York or in Newark or Jersey City and shit. I'm like, let's go. Shit, we used to be able to drink on the train back then, so, you know, we used to drink.
Used to.
Yeah.
I still drink on the train.
I'm saying, I'm in Jersey Transit, New Jersey Transit, they
got
don't
transit police.
Nah.
Y'all don't got no transit police over like you do in Philly?
No, man. New Jersey Transit just got conductors. And like
he locked in that booth anyways.
No, conductors, like you got the dude that come punch your ticket. And then you have an actual driver conductor.
Yeah, the conductor. That's what I'm saying. The conductor's locked in that little 2x2
but they call them
square.
niggas conductors too. The niggas that punch your tickets.
Oh, for real?
I got a homeboy that worked there for like 20 years already. He's like, nigga, they get fucking paid. Not to get off topic, son. But them New Jersey Transit niggas, you stay there for like 25 years. So nigga be making like $40 an hour. So
you don't remember any of the clubs?
Nah, I can't remember none of the clubs, man. I used to be too fucked up to do that shit. Man, I remember, just, I didn't take too much acid. I took E-pills, but I took acid once. I didn't really trip too hard. But I remember just being in the parties, you being fucked up, you feel the vibes and shit. It was cool.
You feel the beat.
You feel the beat, the lights fuck with you. You seeing them dancing and shit, that shit look crazy. That shit used to look like they disappear and pop up in different places. Like, you feel like, what the fuck?
Especially with that strobe light is flashing and you're like, oh shit, where the fuck you just come from? So I'm standing here the whole time.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of my friends, like I said, my friend, he did trance. So, that was one of the dudes. I said I did a little college where we both went to school to start the music thing. I'm an idiot. He continued.
What college was you going to?
Morris County College.
Morris County College?
Yeah, it was county college. It was no big shit. I ain't last there long.
Well, the reason I was asking you is because here in Orlando, the big music scene, it was mostly break beats, and then it kind of transferred into trance and stuff, but the Beacham.
Yeah, the Beacham. Yeah, that's my spot, yo. I like that shit.
Yeah, and
I heard some shit came out of Beacham before, man. I heard down here. Probably at the same time I was a kid, son, had a big rave scene and shit.
Yeah, the rave scene started young, like when here it started at the same time that it was big in major cities like New York and London and stuff, but it had a following here, like, and it blew up big here.
I knew UK used to have a shit, not to cut you off, man, but you know what I used to go and research from UK that I like? It's called trip hop.
Trip hop. I'm a big fan of some trip hop too, bro.
You know all that shit? That shit used to be dope. I think that's where them UK rappers came out of, son, was that trip hop shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit was dope.
I don't know if you heard of The Streets.
Because they had like... Nah, I don't know the name of that shit. Like, this you gotta remember, man, this was like when I was 14, 15, 96, 97, right? Yeah, 96, 97, so I'm like a freshman in high school, son. Freshman,
I was a freshman
sophomore.
in 99.
Yeah, freshman, freshman, sophomore year, son, nigga. This is like fresh beginnings, I used to smoke weed out in the streets, but now I'm going to these raves and,
Yeah. And then I see that electronic music scene started with the Beacham, but when it really became the rave scene, everything had transferred to Firestone, Cyberzone, and
so is this like how all these clubs downtown got started?
Yeah,
basically off the rave scene.
Listen, there would be no downtown club scene
without the rave scene.
Yeah, if the rave scene.
That's crazy, yo. And if you notice too, nigga, lately, all right. For me, I try to touch a different aspect of music and try to bring more than one thing together, like rap and rock. It's happened before, rap and rock, whatever, country and rap. And nobody really does rap and EDM shit. There's some people like these guys, what's his name? Big Mike or Killer Mike, what's his name? Drop the Jewels.
Yeah. Dope, so I don't know if you knew about the Jewels.
Yo, that shit dope. Yeah. I like that shit, yo. Yeah, that shit is hard. Too. I wish more people would do that shit. Being from that, I'm from it, and I feel like sometimes, that's what influences me.
And I look at that influence just like when the rap metal thing came out. When Korn first did a song with Ice Cube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit was dope. And then
see, I liked it all that shit like growing up, but I mean it's been done, and we see where it happened. I feel like the EDM thing is It has a small super following that's so small that people can't even. They be like, that shit exists.
How about this? If we talking about
if it wasn't for Drop the Jewels,
since we talking about some electronic hip hop, the Executioners.
Executioners, you gotta remind me of.
Yo, the Executioners. Oh, they got nothing off.
Why sound? Is that the DJ niggas?
There's like
4 DJs.
Yeah, 4 DJs.
Okay.
And then they be having people spit on their joint. You know what I mean? They got
I remember that shit.
On one or two of their
I
joints.
remember that shit. That was in the '92 when the whole rave scene was trying to get jumping.
Yeah,
the problem was it was too much drugs. And,
the Executioners really came out like probably the
early 2000s,
2002,
yeah,
2003.
Late 90s.
Same time that man, everybody hates me for this shit when I talk about this motherfucker. He hung himself. What's his name? Shit, the white boy Chester from. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Oh, I know the song you're talking about, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, these motherfuckers."
Whatever. Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, dude, I definitely like the electronic hip hop scene too. I fuck with you.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm about to roll another one. Though.
Yeah, we do that.
Hold up.
But definitely, the electronic music scene in Florida was tough, and the sad thing is like you said, all the clubs basically blew up here. That the nightlife scene here in Central Florida, Orlando in particular, blew up off of that. There was no real hip hop clubs, no hip hop scenes here.
In Central Florida?
In Central Florida, all that was really concentrated.
Orlando, I should say.
South Florida, Miami, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they have more culture down there, I guess.
You start off with Uncle Luke.
And what years we talking about? This is like the early 90s.
The early 90s when Uncle Luke dropped, Me So Horny.
Yeah, stupid.
And that kind of joint. And hey, look, you really got to take your hat off to it. And a lot of people will be like, "Yo, that nigga was whack." But when you really look at his history and you find out who he was, Vanilla Ice, bro, he was the dude from the streets from Miami.
He's a white boy, yo.
You know when that song Ice Ice Baby, if you listen to the lyrics, he's talking about running drugs up and down the East Coast of A1A of Florida.
Yeah.
You know, he just let these A&Rs get in his head like, yo, what we're gonna do to you is
shit, niggas do.
We're gonna clean you up and make you look like the white MC.
Yeah,
Hammer.
because they couldn't have no fucking rugged white boy at them times, gangster and shit. They would have hung that man.
Yeah. And because the dude he wasn't a herb or a scrub, you know what I'm saying? He was a dude from the streets who's been hustling and did his thing and
I mean,
so
I don't know
his
story personally.
He was a rapper, he was good. And they just changed his whole style around. But what I'm getting at is that there was no real hip hop scene in Central Florida. It was all concentrated to Miami.
You're right. And that wasn't completely hip hop. I mean, they did.
Yeah, that was more rap.
Yeah.
Than it was hip hop.
Yeah.
That club rap.
I guess you could call that hip hop then.
Well, you gotta say Vanilla Ice was hip hop, but what was Luke's whole joint? What was the name of his group?
Oh man, you got me.
Damn, we hip hop heads and we can't even.
Cause you smoke too much, damn.
But that was more like that club rap.
Yeah.
That wasn't hip hop. You weren't dancing to Me So Horny.
Yeah.
Like that was probably when twerking first like really dropped. When the twerk scene really came out.
Yeah. I know. I'm from Jersey, so when you guys were down here, I was dealing with New York rappers and shit.
Yeah.
So for me, coming to Florida, I mean, I know these people, and I've heard their songs, and I've listened to them, and I enjoy them. But the culture, the background and shit, I'm not that,
Yeah.
well versed in it. But that's why we got you here for,
Hey, yes. Shit. I know a little bit about everything, but a lot about nothing.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to make this an outreach.
An outreach, not a reach around.
Yeah, man. We don't do none of that shit over here. No, but you were saying like the Beecham brought a lot of the rave, or whatever you want to call it, towards Orlando. Brought the club scenes around.
The Beecham,
so that shit must used to be crazy.
Dude, listen. It started with the Beecham, and then what really kind of Orlando used to have.
So what happens in the fucking nightlife? Like, yo, son, imagine.
We can blame it on electronic. The same thing that started the nightlife is pretty much what ended it. Mm-hmm. So, what happened really with the Beecham is that it brought in a lot of artists, especially from the UK.
So it was always called, my bad. It was always called the Beecham?
No, it wasn't always called the Beecham. They've changed the name 2 or 3 times.
I'm saying the original name.
The original name is the Beecham.
Oh, okay.
Because the last name of the guy who founded it, his last name was Beecham.
Okay.
And it was actually a theater. It was like one of the first theaters in the Southeast that you could watch
movies
a film, and it was. Man, you've been in there, so you've seen the size of it.
I've always known it to be a theater because it looked like one.
Yeah,
they got the upstairs balcony for little rich motherfuckers and shit like that.
Yeah, and it was a movie theater, and it ended up at one point even becoming like a Broadway theater where people would come in and act and perform plays and stuff too, which I think is.
I think that's cool because they got one now. They got a bigger, better one.
Yeah, you were talking about the Bob Carr and the Dr. Phil Center and stuff.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, got downtown, so.
But the Beecham is the original is actually the original place to bring the arts to downtown Orlando, bro. And you, not just electronic music, but like I said, movies. It was a theater where it was running a 33 millimeter projectors. You know what I mean? And just imagine, bro, it was the only theater of its kind in Orlando. And you got to think Orlando was a city where people used to come from the surrounding area. It was the only actual city other than Kissimmee. And Kissimmee.
Well, it's all, we from, we're here now, but shit, ain't nobody come out here unless you're tourists. Like, you live out here, but you work in the tourist area.
Yeah,
so
but even then, it wasn't so much of a tourist area. The surrounding area was known for hunting.
Yeah, it was a lot more woods then.
Yeah, Florida was known
for
hunting. For hunting.
Shit, even where we sitting right now, and shit probably.
yeah. Well, even like I said, Kissimmee was probably a bigger, better known city than Orlando was. Probably at that turn of the century, just because of its location to the river.
Yeah.
But
for people who live
here. For live here, because the Kissimmee River used to be able to take goods up and down the river to Miami or whatever, and this was like a hub, but Orlando, for some reason or another, had just kind of blew up. I guess a lot of
because of the rave scene.
yeah. Later on, because of the rave scene. But like I said, it was the same. The rave scene blew up the nightlife, and I love Orlando nightlife. I've been to plenty of cities from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front either, son. I went to Miami. I went to LA, and it's dope out there. You know what I'm saying? They got a bunch of clubs and shit, but. For some reason, Orlando got this whole different vibe shit when you go downtown. Everybody's fucked up.
and everybody's having fun, bro. And I tell people, if you want to come to Orlando, and people are always talking about, let's go to Disney, let's go here, let's go to Universal, and people talk about City Walk.
You want to do Central Florida for real, man? Hit up some clubs downtown.
Yeah, the nightlife in downtown Orlando, to me, has always been one of the best. Like, I've lived in Philly. I used to hop the train from Philly and go to the Bronx because I used to smash me this little this Puerto Rican chick over there
down the Bronx.
Down the Bronx and shit. It was crazy. That's a story for another time and shit.
That's your wet floor shit.
Yeah. But I've been all over the place. Downtown Orlando, since it's not a huge downtown, you know what I'm saying?
But imagine if it was a little bigger, yo. with the vibe and the people.
I don't think the vibe would be the same.
I do. Come on, man, go out. You know when you go out there on like on a St. Patty's Day. Or like a Cinco de Mayo.
Bro, I've been on 2 or 3 Cinco de Mayos and some Halloweens down there, bro, and it's it's elbow to elbow in the middle of the street. But the same, like I said, the same genre, the same decade that brought that life.
That life, yeah.
Excuse me.
Was the rave scene.
Was the same thing
That's
that killed
dope,
it.
Yeah. Oh, the same thing that killed it too. But I never even really knew that shit, that they had such a big rave scene on it. You know, I must have been naive, but I knew they had it in Europe. But to me, I thought in American side, it was coming from up north.
Yeah, another big.
I did some research. I seen it.
Chicago,
a lot of big people who
Chicago,
came out of Florida. A lot of big influence who influenced a lot of other places like Chicago or New York to do rave.
Chicago was one of the big electronic music scenes too. It started in the mid '80s as well.
Right.
And like there's I don't know if you ever you heard of that Baltimore shit? That Baltimore.
Oh yeah,
Go-Go.
You talking about Go-Go?
It's called. No, I'm talking about, it's like a genre of music like Baltimore trip hop or some shit.
I don't know, yeah,
where it's all crazy.
Plus, I think Go-Go's from DC or some shit like that.
Where people do a lot of voguing and shit and tutting and shit. That's that Baltimore. But that kind of style started off in Chicago.
Yeah. But
when you really look at the drum and bass and the trance and the break beat, especially break beat, was big here in Orlando. Orlando influenced and probably maybe even single-handedly brought that genre up in an international view, because there was probably a lot of dudes over in the UK, and a lot of them were able to sell out the Beecham, sell out Firestone, and later after the Beecham, after Beecham wasn't really doing so much of the electronic music no more, but and another thing too is that when you're looking at how it evolved, the 80s, especially to the late 90s when the UK tourists started coming here.
Right. Oh my bad, you don't want that.
Yeah, I'm good. when the UK tourists started coming here and they found out like, oh, they got an electronic scene.
Right.
Boom, so they come. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just locals. You had people here on vacation.
Well,
here,
of course, that's how it works, though. I mean, that's how it happened up there as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I got to meet a couple of them great DJs like that. There's a lot of, I'm telling you, there's a lot of influence behind my music in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate the sound. I used to run everywhere with these niggas. So I understand it. And that's cool, man. I like that. Maybe that's probably, why I wound up here, on some funny shit. Orlando, you know what I'm saying?
Orlando has a great music vibe. It's always had an amazing music vibe.
Yeah, like I told you before, man, they got crazy artists out here. And, you got all types of different ranges is what fucks me up. You know what I'm saying? Especially being a born-bred Jersey person. Not even New York, man. I've been there. I've hung out there crazy. Most of our style is, when you say New York, that's all the surrounding areas. So, for me, I'm like, coming out here and seeing that, they got crazy different styles compared to when I was up there. Everybody almost followed the format and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, it was like, it was cool, man. I liked it and shit. And that's how I linked up with most of the people out here. I got 2 artists, they from Brooklyn, but we linked up out here and shit. Meeting through different music circle and shit.
And
even with you.
Yeah.
Messing with the Jamaican niggas that do reggae and shit, and I meet you and shit.
Yeah. And then they do reggae, and I stopped doing my hip hop thing years ago, and I fucking sing country music now.
So you definitely musically cultured in here.
Yeah.
And we all learning together and shit.
Well, you got the Cheyenne Saloon. that's on Church Street downtown, and that was a huge. They used to Country Music Television used to record live from the Cheyenne in the '80s, and a lot of popular country artists used to play at the Cheyenne Saloon in downtown, and it was on live on TV.
Yeah, like when you go downtown, man, some of these places, you see pictures of some, pretty famous people around in them shits.
Yeah,
it's like the people, I don't know, man. I guess it's because it's a lot of colleges and young kids around here, man. They don't appreciate.
But the colleges are far. Look at Rollins College.
They travel here. That's how
and
dope.
And UCF is even further than Rollins is.
But that's how dope downtown Orlando is, because sometimes you go out on these nights, man, and you catch people from out there. You catch people from Tallahassee being like, "Yo, we just came for the weekend."
From Deltona, from Daytona, from Tampa.
Yeah, man. They got tough rules around here, though, man. The man want to keep us down out here.
Well, you know what it is, too? We were talking about the electronic music, and then we were also talking about...
Yeah. You were saying earlier...
doing some drugs. That was the whole downfall part.
Yeah.
So
that's probably why they closed man early and shit.
And, between 99 and 2001, places like the Firestone and Cyberzone were having just huge raves, electronic, have 3 or 4 DJs in one night doing battles, spinning.
Yeah, that shit used to be
battling
crazy.
With drum and bass to trance to UK electronica to just they would just battle each other back and forth.
When I started leaving the scene, I remember people were coming in costumes, like anime dressed up type shit, all that shit, I remember the rave scene was getting crazy. And I don't know if they had it down here, but up north, nigga, they had like 2 crews of people that used to come to these big raves, right? And they were they didn't rave or dance or nothing, son. You had one.
What they do?
You had one crew that went and just sold all the drugs. Then you had another crew of niggas that would show up and rob everybody. But you gotta understand, see, you had clubs and stuff down here.
Everybody here in the Central Florida at that point, dude, it was like that. It was just all about.
I know, this is what I'm saying. The rave scene was crazy, son. They used to have you see, you did them in clubs and shit. You know what I'm saying? You had them open downtown, we
had Rave in the Woods too. The Rave in the Woods in Ocala every year used to be dope too.
Yeah. So for us, them shits was in warehouses. So you talking about a warehouse that you're fitting thousands of people in, son. And you don't know what the fuck going on. Niggas is in K-holes, eat out, you know what I'm saying? So niggas used to just come through and rob niggas in a corner somewhere, go to the other corner and shit and sell it to another nigga, you know what I'm saying? It used to be crazy. That's probably the reason I stepped out of that rave scene, son. Then I was like, that shit's nuts. That shit used to be mad fun, though.
Yo, raves are fun. Yo, just imagine if music just kind of would have just think about it in an evolutionary standpoint. Imagine if things would have been different and there would have been more electronic music
if
integrated.
They didn't shut that
shit
down the way they did, nigga, it'd be crazy. Cause that shit was too much drugs, nigga. That was like Woodstock on fucking
every weekend.
LSD.
Every weekend, it was like Woodstock every weekend.
yeah, it was nuts. Yo. It was too much, son.
So
that shit turned up. We were young, son. There was 30-year-old people there, but son, we was 16. Nigga,
you gotta think electronic music and ecstasy and all that blue Studio 50. What is it? Studio 54.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yeah, when disco started and shit, right before electronic and disco.
And you don't notice that, how much clubs changed. It shit. I mean, they get crazy, but not like the 70s and 80s crazy, son.
Oh no, of course, when there was blow everywhere.
Yeah, son. You be watching them shit, you be like, man, I ain't never been to no club with that shit. Like that shit on TV and shit.
It was funny, too, because when you look at it, everybody in the 70s had a mustache. That shit was just a cocaine duster. It's like a broom.
Nigga, you got something right there.
You got something right there, or you do this? You sniff your own lip. The 70s were crazy, though. And that's how a lot of that music started too. Was like with discos, and especially when you're looking at it into the drug culture of that scene.
Yeah.
You know, Studio 54 had the electronic music. What was the singer from man, her name from The Last Dragon? She just died a few days ago too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just died like 3 days ago.
Yeah, that's some news. Music news.
That's some music news right there.
Yeah.
Now look up.
I remember her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name right now. I actually probably read it last night when I was drunk, texting people.
See, it's not really that we don't know; it's just that we forget.
Yeah, we forget. So this is actually something that happened recently. So just look it up. The love interest in The Last Dragon, she died.
Oh shit, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Peace.
No, remember and they were all break dancing and
She was a little sexy chick too.
Yeah, she was. She didn't look that sexy when she was older though. She did like in the mid '90s.
The Last Dragon used to be my shit, y'all. I love that movie.
I love that movie too, and I think they should probably do it.
What, a remake?
Yeah.
You can't remake that shit, man. You might as well leave that shit alone.
Use Michael J. White.
Nah, man.
As Bruce Lee.
Michael J. White.
Actually use him as Shonuff. Boom.
Yeah, but he
Mind
gotta
blown.
have the dude and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Nah, man. You can't remake that movie, son.
Dude, just a lot
You can't
of
remake the pizza place or nothing. You can't.
The old
places we gonna do it in a Pizza Hut.
The old man who was his like mentor was like, nigga, this is a fortune cookie, you idiot.
Fortune cookie shit.
Yo, he played him with that fortune cookie shit.
That shit was dope. I love that movie though, man. That's memories right there. So.
And that's also part of the culture. Cause they were dancing their ass off for that movie too.
Hell yeah.
He was in the club like.
Yeah, you know that is a big part of my culture too. 'Cause I grew up watching that movie too, so you know that was shit. You know what was funny though? I'm not a big like watcher. Like I didn't watch music videos for some reason. You know, every growing up, you'd be like, yo, you
oh, you like music videos? I used to fuck.
I'm not really into
videos.
watching. Like, it's not that entertaining to me. You know, I like the music. I like to hear the music. But videos back then didn't entertain me as much as they did other people.
Well, it's funny you say. I
got some videos. Like, if you play, I'll be like, oh, I like that one and shit. But I ain't.
I was in a survival school, Outward Bound survival school, and we were canoeing up the St. Johns River. It was like a 300-something mile canoe trip.
Yeah.
And then the trainers, one was like from fucking. She's like, I'm from fucking Gainesville, and the other dude was like from Canada, and the other dude was from fucking East LA. Yeah. Fucking Mexican dude and shit. But he was certified in survival from fucking East LA. Yo, and it was dope. But we all started talking about music, and we were talking about music videos, and 2 out of those 3 survivalists were like, I'm not too into the music video thing. It's all about the music and just the sound of it.
But don't get me wrong, man. I like to make music videos. I got like these, I got stupid ideas. I don't really do videos. I feel like sometimes I'm taking on a lot. But I got crazy ass ideas for videos, but I just don't watch them. It's just like, I like
older music videos.
It's like this too. I grew up playing sports.
Where it's like corny shit.
Yeah, some shit is alright.
Where it has nothing to do with the video and it's just crazy and trippy.
I don't
shit.
even watch videos on YouTube where niggas spit shit now. Like
it's predictable.
It's not even as predictable. I don't know. It's not to be. It's weird. I'm a weird person, I guess you say. Like, I like everybody's music and shit, but you don't catch me watching like going to see what their video looks like. Even if I see it there, like I'll skip it. I'm going on to. I'm like, hey, let me go listen to a beat and shit. Let me make something up. You know what I mean? I guess how I want to be on the videos. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, son. So it's weird how I'm influenced by certain music, but then I won't pay attention to it, Not that I don't pay attention to it, I just don't give it as focus as much people.
Like, you ever see the fucking Peter Gabriel video for Sledgehammer?
Like you just said. I just told you I don't watch videos. You gonna ask me if I seen
it? It's from the 80s and shit. Your mom probably watched it and shit.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, speaking of that shit, she used to have like Paula Abdul records, Janet Jackson records. So you know, when I started DJing, you know, I used to play them shits.
Come back, they all scratched the fucking. What happened to my record?
Oh yeah.
I used to try to do that with my parents' records too. Their old salsa records.
Yeah.
It was like ding 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 ding. It was like, you know, needle broke.
Yeah, that was when I was young. I was first starting out. But I always been in love with music, man. Always. And that's why I'm doing this shit, man. Because I want people to be just in love with it as I am. And they need an outreach. You know, look what you said. It's always, this area's always had this glowing spark that keeps getting, you know, snuffed out slightly and shit, you know?
Music-wise.
Yeah. And it sucks because, like I said, man, I see a lot of people out here that...
One of my favorite bands, bro, from Orlando, they're called the Supervillains. They're actually from here, St. Cloud and Kissimmee. They went to Gateway and St. Cloud High School.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're a ska reggae band. Bro.
Oh, yeah, your ska shit.
They're fire, bro. They're fire. And their biggest fan base, dude, they do tours and make tons of money fucking touring all over the place. You know what I'm saying? They come home and they chill, they do little side shows or whatever. Yeah. But as a band, like them together, they make all their money outside the state of Florida. But when they come home, only the lead singer does little bars or shows, which is fucking dope because it's more of like a personal
like I said,
thing.
man, come on, man. Like, if you come from here and you know there's talent here, man, you gotta reach out. They don't reach out. They don't reach out. They don't even give opportunities. They
did. They did reach out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. That was a band. That was a band I grew up with, and they got a lot of Kissimmee fan base people, but did Central Florida embrace them?
But I guess, well, you know what, nigga? That's ska, so I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
They sell out shows in California.
That's ska music, though, man.
Jersey,
how many people you know out here living in ska, listening to ska shit?
Well, here in Kissimmee, everybody fucking listens to ska.
Who? Okay, I guess I'm not from here.
Right.
I guess so. I guess I'm gonna have to admit one day I'm from here. I've been here longer.
Bro, listen, I'm pretty sure
once you get mail somewhere, right?
Dude, the ska reggae scene here is fairly cool. There's some type of following, but that was the biggest one, and they, you know what I mean?
Well, like, you know, reggae shit. I know that reggae out here is. I just said, man, we chill. We be good some reggae artists sometimes.
That's not even really reggae. That's kind of like dance hallish. What they kind of do is because reggae. There's instruments, there's guitars.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody loves that music. So everybody does. That's vibes right there.
Yeah.
That's straight vibes, nigga.
Yo, and as much as I do appreciate some of the dance hall and some of the Jamaican rappers, dude, it's just not like the previous genre. I guess kind of music is going through the whole same kind of phase when you look about it. Country music right now is garbage.
Man, to
rap
you,
music is
but
garbage.
not to who likes it. And rap music is not garbage, son. It's just, you got, man, like I said, you got different moods. And especially in the young kids right now, they're mad moody. Man.
Are you in?
These niggas is mad moody. So, you know, it's going to show in their music. Just like I said, you know, if I had, you know, pursued music back then, I was in a different mood. You would have got different music from me. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, the mood changed. So now you're getting the rights and the wrongs, or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, that's how it works, man. It's just like when you were young and the old people used to turn that shit down. But it worked the same way for them. You know, their parents said the same shit when they played their music.
I'll never forget when my mom first heard me put Straight Outta Compton on. She fucking lost her shit.
She thought you was gangbanging and shit.
I was like 6 years old when I first heard the Straight Outta Compton. She was just like, "Ay, Dios mío, muchacho, what?" And I was like, "Yo, this shit is fire."
So, you know, like that, you know, that's what happens, man. It happens. I respect some.
That's still today my favorite rap song of all time.
I respect all of the young nigga shit, but You know what I'm saying? You are right, man. They do allow a lot of fucking bullshit content out. But you know, who are we to control that? Only thing we can do right now, right here, is produce it in Studio 1025 and release it.
And release it with the coalition.
Yeah. And get that shit moving, son. And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Listen, give me... And there's always an evolution of music, but I just feel like this evolution has taken a step back.
I don't know if you want to call it a step back. Maybe it just needs a little kick in the ass.
It hasn't taken a step back. It's puttering and shit. So it's like
yeah. Well, you know, it's politics too, man. Going through a lot of bullshit. You know, everything got to get cleaned up. Trump's in office right now. You know what you gonna do? We don't talk politics.
Make better rap music.
Yeah. So what's better rap music though? Like, what you looking for, man? You looking for, you know, something that just make you dance, or you looking for something to make you just, you know, want to go shoot something down or something? Or like, I want a mixture of all. That's what fucking DMX was.
Yeah, would you? Y'all go make me lose my mind, nigga. You could dance to that shit and fucking be like, I'm about to go rob a fucking nigga right now. Oh, yeah. You get what I'm saying? And it was upbeat too. So you could be like, I'm partying, I'm fucking dancing.
I think a lot of it got to do is too what the influence is behind these guys, you know, inspiration to do the music.
Yeah, and that's
I don't know where most of these people come from, but I mean, you have dope rappers like Kendrick and them.
But I hear people like Kodak Black saying certain things, and it's like
he also understand that like he
shits on like old school artists.
That's that Floridian rap I was talking about.
But at the same time, if you shitting on them, who is your inspiration though? What makes you want to rap?
Look, man,
and you don't ever hear them say they just shit on people.
Old school niggas, but I mean, I've heard this conversation before. I don't want to get deep into it, but they be shitting on old school niggas, but at the end of the day, they didn't probably listen to them. So,
but. At the same time,
for me, coming down south from up north, on some real before that, when this shit started coming on TV, you know what I'm saying, and I would see those random videos of down south music. To me, it was bugged out, cause I'm like, yo, why are they playing this shit, man? You know, like where's the rap shit at, man? And then, but coming here and getting more into the culture too. Before I got here, because I would see it, and then I'd be like, I was one of those people that would go research, and, you know, that was when the internet was coming out, so, you know, and it was giving all the peer-to-peer shit, you know, I'm probably one of the causes of the, you know.
Everybody was.
You know, but, so, you know, I would research shit, and then find other Southern people, and then I got into Outkast, and, you know, artifacts or whatever they were called.
Hieroglyphics?
Nah, I think there was a group called Artifacts or some shit like that. I don't know if they were from the South or not, but I remember I got into them.
Boot Camp Click
was my shit, man. And then a couple other artists I can't think of right now.
Goody Mob.
Yeah, Goody Mob. I love Goody Mob. So that was dope, son. I like that shit. I used to like Goody Mob shit too. But, you know, and I like West Coast shit too. You know, I like Pac, I like Snoop. You know, I love Dre. And
you fuck with E-Feezy Fonzarelli by the Bay?
Never really heard of him.
E40.
Oh, okay.
Mustard mayonnaise.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I do fuck with
I got the broccoli.
Ain't they from like Midwest? Or?
He's from Vallejo. You're probably thinking about Tech Nine.
Oh, I like Tech Nine.
Tech Nine, Devin the Dude. You ever heard Devin the Dude?
Nah, never.
Devin the Dude, Tech Nine. That's that whole squad, Midwest squad from the mid-late 90s.
Okay.
Right there. Yo.
You know what's funny is I got into a period where I went underground, right? Like real underground. And this is all when Rawkus is coming out. And, you know, Eminem is popping up and Mos Def and all them. I love them too, man. It was my
Mos
shit.
Def.
But, you know who I used to listen to, yo? You never, Necro.
I fuck with Necro, bro.
L Bill.
L Bill?
Non-Fiction. Son, what is it? Sadat X and
what's Sadat X?
And the red nigga, what's his name?
The red dude?
Something red, right? They had 3 people. There was Ill Bill, Nonfiction was Ill Bill,
Sadat X,
Sadat, and something red, I think. I can't remember.
I don't know that dude. I don't know.
He was like a Puerto Rican nigga, I think. But then Necro is Ill Bill's brother. You ain't know that?
Nah.
Necro is Ill Bill's brother.
For real?
Yeah, son.
Yo, you fuck with that albino dude?
Yeah.
His name is he a Muslim cat. Albino Muslim cat. Fuck, man. I can't even remember his name. I know people are like, yo, screaming probably listen to the podcast like, this nigga, what's wrong with you?
Years of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start bringing a musical fucking thing. So when we think it's time to play that song, I'll be like, oh yeah, now I remember. Cause I can't remember names for shit.
Yeah, see, I want to Google that shit now. Fucking.
Go ahead.
But yo, this is what I was gonna ask you since we were just talking about different rappers and who all had different styles from different places here in the U.S. Put together a team, or if you can merge rappers together. So just kind of give me your basis of like.
Ooh, you trying to find out if I have a favorite rapper or who I don't.
Not a favorite rapper. I'm saying let's put together a team. Like put together your team. If you would do like a all-star team, integrated both with the East and West Coast artists.
And how many people got to consist of this team?
You could do, let's say, 5 like a basketball team, and then 2 as backups.
And this is out of everybody.
Out of everybody.
So I'm gonna just give you some of my influences.
So give me about 7 people.
I'm gonna give you some of my influences that I like. I probably gravitate more sometimes to, like when I like to listen to on personal level shit. And one of them is probably gonna be collective. Because there are more than 7 people in them.
You got a pencil around here?
Yeah, I'm going to say it straight up. It's Wu-Tang. It's one of my favorite groups.
All right, so pick somebody.
But I can't pick because, like, me, son, like,
you got 7
Ghostface. Ghostface.
You got 7 picks.
Ghostface Killer. Raekwon, Method Man.
So you doing all those as your 7?
But that's what I'm saying. Right, so, like, that's why I said Wu-Tang altogether because there's one.
All right, so give me a 7 from Wu-Tang.
No, I'm saying we just put Wu-Tang as one. But that's one.
So just put Wu-Tang?
Yeah. And then, I love Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls was the shit to me, growing up. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely number 2. Number 3, Talib Kweli.
So you want me to add Wu-Tang as one entity, as one rapper?
I'm saying there's one Wu-Tang is one rapper because I can name 7 off of them. Okay,
so all right, so give me number 2 then.
That's Biggie, man. Biggie Smalls.
All right, so we got Biggie.
Yeah, man. Number 3, I would say, like, what did I say? Damn, I forgot already. You got me over here so many. So Talib Kweli, brother.
Oh, yeah, we got Talib Kweli.
Yeah. And from there, okay, we are number 4, right? From there, this is going to get a little bit more difficult. Because, let's see. It's a tough choice, man. I gotta pick for starting 5 and so what is.
And then you got 2 backups to come off the bench.
Okay.
And don't even gotta be bench players. So don't even be like, I'm gonna pick an underdog for the last 2. You can just pick whoever. So it can be.
I got you. I'm definitely gonna put Nas on there.
Okay.
Nas definitely was an influence in my life too. So I was growing up listening to Nas. Then I'm gonna go more underground-ish, right? You probably don't really know who they were. And I always try to look them up and I can't find them, but I remember this fucking group, and it was Battle Axe. There's a group called Battle Axe, and I used to love them, man. And I think they used to do, I don't know if he was in the group or not, but I think Buckshot used to do a couple of songs with them. 'Cause I remember him being on the song. Then he got. So that's 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's definitely 5 people, like 5 shits that I used to listen to heavy duty growing up. Two more. I would say Fabulous.
Damn, Fab.
Yeah, Fab. And I would go with the Locks as the whole
Damn,
team.
you gave all East Coast artists, so you didn't even mix that up.
Yeah, that man, that was it.
What was the last one?
The Locks as one.
The Locks is what?
Cause I really like all of them, but I like Sheek Luch. You know, I'm always an underdog picker. I like Sheek Luch.
I didn't like Sheek Luch until like the last shit he really started doing.
Yeah, I've always liked
Because
that shit.
he was just like, I'm just gonna like talk. That's just fucking beat.
Yo, but he used to,
Like, yo,
pull that shit off though. Everybody wanted the nigga to rap all day. That was his style, son. Like, and that shit still sound hard. Yo. I like that shit. Yo, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man. So that's my 7, or at least my starting 5 with 2 on the bench, and not in that particular order either. I might switch it up some nights.
This is a fucking football team.
Like I said, man, I appreciate everybody's work. You know, everybody's. But if you wanted me to put 7, then I gotta put it in that order.
All right.
At least in that context, because I on a daily, that's probably what I listen to the most, besides myself. So what's your 7, or what's your starting 5? What's your 2?
All right,
and they gotta be in. They don't even have to be in a rap context. It's only special for you.
I'm gonna go with Outkast.
Yeah, Outkast is dope.
And a lot of people give Andre 3000 a lot of shit for never having his own album. So like when people really talk about like
his people, man.
like GOAT of the South.
His name was dope too.
Big Boy, of course, Big Boy was, man, Big Boy is fucking a beast.
Too, man. A lot of people don't give him credit. See, like, I like people, underdog rappers. I guess, I'm one of them too. So I appreciate, the underdog rapper. So Outkast is 1, which is number 2. And is this your particular order?
Nah, there's no particular order. Also, I'm just trying to create a dream team like you would do. You know what I'm saying? So like. I would have to say Vinny Paz from Jedi Mind Tricks.
Okay.
You know
I
that?
know Jedi Mind Tricks is, but I don't know that guy.
Vinny Paz is the lead dude.
Okay.
So I got Vinny Paz in there. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! Motherfuckers, man, first one over here, writing it down.
Number 3.
Number 3, I would have to say, damn, see, that's a hard one because I'm starting to think like small forward.
I made it difficult.
I'll go. See, I'm over here trying to pick from the West Coast pool now. Like I'm in between Cube and E40.
Hey, don't get twisted, yo. I like West Coast rappers too. It's just you told me I had to pick
from the whole country. You know what I mean?
And I'm from Jersey, man. So I'm an East Coast dude. So they gonna majority come from there.
I'll give it to, Cube.
Cube.
Give me Cube.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, I'll take Cube.
Yeah, I liked him too, son.
I
still like him, man.
Yeah, he's still, he came out.
And him going into movies was dope too, man. He like natural at that shit.
Yeah, and he does a lot of good writing, especially when it comes to the Friday series with him and DJ Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they do it. And I was also thinking about Corrupt.
All right, is this number 4 Corrupt?
No.
Oh.
So let me take somebody from the Midwest. I'm gonna put Scarface in there.
Dope. I like that nigga too, son.
Again,
You know, and then I didn't know about him until the.
well, not Midwest. Because he can be considered solid. He's from the middle.
And forgive me if I sound lame, but I didn't even know about him until the song that is supposable Tupac he had in the background, the fake Tupac nigga
on the My Block video.
I don't know, remember, it's like some graveyard video and shit like that.
No, I don't know if I've ever seen
Scarface, right?
Yeah, Scarface
And
from the Ghetto Boys.
Are we talking about? I hope we talking about the same nigga.
I know you've heard of the Ghetto Boys. They had the midget.
Yeah. I remember that nigga now. I told you, like, you know, I remember things, but I wasn't into that stuff. You know, like into that music. If you played it for me, you know, I wouldn't be like, yo, turn this
Nah, but
shit
Scarface was a lyricist. Yo,
you talking about
my mind playing tricks
right?
on me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about this right video, I believe. When he was supposed I can't wish I could remember the lyrics right now.
Look, we couldn't even remember artists fucking 10 minutes ago.
It's a great show. MELLO-ROOM.
So I gotta pick.
It's gonna get better, folks. Don't worry, man. I promise you.
I gotta pick my center.
This is just, huh?
Damn, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Off track.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So you got Outkast, Vinny, Scarface. So you looking for your 5.
I got 3. Man. I got 3. Yeah, I got 3 left.
And then your 6 and your 7. Man.
Then you pick Nas, and I was gonna pick Nas. Yo, throw me in Mos Def.
Mos Def?
Yeah.
You know, that was a toss-up, too. Like, between him and Talib, but I like Talib a lot better.
Really?
Yeah. I can listen to some Mos Def, probably all Talib quality. It's probably, except for, like, that one kind of commercial song he did.
Throw me in Black Thought.
Just to get by.
Give me another Philly rapper there. Black Thought. So I got 2 Philly rappers on there. You got Vinny Paz and fucking Black Thought.
Black Thought is dope too. I got into the whole Roots shit. Yeah.
You ever heard his freestyles where he just be chilling with other people and shit? Yo,
yeah,
shit's a fire.
Yeah, he's nice in that shit. He's nice.
Oh shit.
So yo, you got one more, man. Number 7.
Residente.
Say it again.
Resident.
Okay. He said in English, yeah, resident.
The resident. He's from Puerto Rico.
Okay. And what kind of genre music?
Hip hop.
Hip hop. Yeah.
Yo, the dude is a fucking ill lyricist.
Talking about that rap shit.
And I'm gonna bring up a situation right now. I've probably told a handful of people my whole life, and it's never been recorded on fucking.
Exclusive. We need sound
my
shit.
My cousin put me onto White Line Records, the company. You ever heard of Tego?
Nah, not really.
Tego Calderon.
Definitely wasn't.
The black dude with the fro who rapped.
Well, definitely wasn't into anything Spanish for me.
There's a label
except
he started.
Like
There's a label.
And shit.
Yo, the Beatnuts.
Yo, Beatnuts is dope though.
I can't believe I left Pun, my favorite rapper, out of that whole fucking list.
I like Pun too, but
that's my favorite rapper of all time, and I left him off the fucking list. And I put Residente in there, so I should have started with a Puerto Rican and ended with one.
You want to trade him for Outkast?
You know what? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now he said he got a little better team. Fun was dope, man. That was a real.
So I will definitely do the 2-man trade and get Pun. I'd rather trade Outkast for Pun. and I'll take a next year's first round pick.
Nah, we ain't even that far yet. We still ain't even negotiate all these contracts.
That'd be for next show.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what's up, though. Yeah, man. MELLO-ROOM. Studio 1025.
Coalition.
Definitely. I can't wait for episode 2. Hope it's a little better. Hope I get this homeboy in here, man. My homie, he's always tied up. He's busy. We get into that bag. Appreciate that shit. Gotta appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully next time you hear us, you're gonna hear him.
You're definitely gonna hear us because we never shut up.
Definitely gonna hear this nigga. Definitely gonna hear this one. He don't make the room mellow at all.
Hell no.
Don't worry, we gonna get him to smoke more weed or whatever and shit. But yeah, man, Studio 1025. Shout out Wet Floor Radio, man. Look out for that. That website is popping up.
And definitely look out for the MELLO-ROOM website.
Yeah, that's coming next. Definitely.
Very soon.
Working. Time, patience.
Patience and time. But time is irrelevant.
Well, we've been working enough time. We got here this far.
Yo, everything here is relative. Coalition, Studio 1025.
Quick shout out to my partner in crime, yo, D MELLO up there in Brooklyn.
D MELLO.
March 2nd, he holding open mic Coalition nights. You know, I'm gonna throw the flyer up on the page for you to see that too with this, and you know,
hopefully make it up there.
If you from the area and you listen and go out there, you know, we might show up.
Check it out.
We might not.